morning, y'all. Today we are taking it back to the golden era. Today we are eating and training like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So for breakfast to start off, I got 4 eggs, half a cup of cottage cheese, 2 pieces of whole grain toast with some butter, another half cup of cottage cheese for a whole cup of cottage cheese, a banana, and a coffee. Lots of eggs today, lots of dairy products, so we'll see how that feels for me later on in the day. After I eat this breakfast, I gotta go out and get some more protein powder for a little protein shake I'm gonna make later. And of course, Arnold did not track calories, so I'm not tracking calories either. All right, guys, done with meal. Alright guys, done with breakfast. Very plain, but very satiating. With my blackberry Dynamug, it felt like I was eating at a diner actually. But anyways, breakfast is done. I'm gonna go out, grab some protein powder, so we can go on to the next snack, quote unquote. Howdy y'all, made it back home just in time. Let me just say, if you're gonna eat like Arnold, make sure you don't go anywhere for like 10 minutes. Cause as soon as I left to get that protein powder, my stomach started rumbling and I had to go. But I went to GNC, it didn't open on time, so I had to go to Costco, but I got the protein powder. So let's go ahead and make Arnold's snack. All right guys, it has been about a bit more than an hour since breakfast, but we're gonna go ahead and have his next snack, which is a shake, and then we'll get ready for the gym. All right, so he has a lot more dairy. So we got some milk, cream, 2 eggs, and some protein powder. I'm gonna go for about 20 ounces of milk. Lots of dairy in this diet, as you guys can see. So after I take this, I will not leave for a few minutes. Some fresh cream, about 4 more ounces. Two eggs. I actually use a 1/4 cup of protein. So let's just use that since we can't find the scoop. Another fresh bag. Vanilla. So hopefully it tastes kind of good. And I like to add another scoop of protein. Now we blend. Alright guys, outside in my backyard to get a little bit of sunlight, but I got the shake right here. And we're gonna taste it. Cheers. Honestly, just tastes like a vanilla protein shake. Extra milky though, so it's pretty good. I think my cat wants to try it. Come here, give it a taste. Let's get you bulked up. No? Honestly guys, pretty good. You didn't even taste the eggs in here. So I'm gonna finish this, hang out with my cat for a little bit, then take the dog out for a walk in the water, and then we'll be hitting the gym and training like Arnold. All right, howdy y'all. I finished that shake, which is pretty good. It kind of tasted like a vanilla milkshake, honestly. But I am kind of sleepy because of all the milk. But Arnold didn't take pre-workout, so no pre-workout for me today. I walked and watered the dog, and now I am outside of the gym. For Arnold's workout today, I will be hitting his shoulders, arms, calves, and ab day. All right, so he does all four of those muscle groups in one day, and holy volume. Almost everything is 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps, and almost everything is a superset. So it's pretty crazy. I'm gonna talk about the shoulders right now. I'll tell you guys a little bit about arms while we're in the gym and the other exercises. But just for shoulders, we're doing 4 sets of behind the neck barbell press, supersetted with dumbbell lateral raises, and then dumbbell ulnar presses for 4 sets with dumbbell rear raises, and then 4 sets of barbell upright row with cable lateral raises as a superset. So tons of volume, that's just the shoulder aspect, right? But honestly, you gotta love a good shoulder and arm day. So I am excited about this. Howdy y'all. It's actually pretty loud in my gym, so here's a little voiceover of the Arnold workout. Starting with shoulders, we got behind the back shoulder presses with superset of lateral raises. Now I don't really do behind the back shoulder press, but it was nice to switch things up and it felt pretty good. It felt different, but it felt good. And with the lateral raises, my shoulders were pumped up. After 4 sets, I moved on to Arnold presses with rear raises. The first 2 sets felt pretty nice, but after those 2 sets, the pump in my shoulder was barely there. And honestly, I'm not used to this much volume, so I felt myself getting progressively weaker. But I continued to push on and moved on to 4 sets of upright rows with cable lateral raises. The upright rows were flying, but I was humbled with the cable lateral raises and barely put on any weight. At this point, my shoulder pump was completely gone, and I was just moving for the sake of finishing. After finishing shoulders, I moved on to arms, starting with incline dumbbell curls supersetted with tricep pushdowns. The switch to arms brought my pump back, and the first pair of exercises was fun. After I hit bar curls with skull crushers, I haven't done skull crushers in a while, and I realized that this workout really did want to confuse the muscle because we were just doing pretty much every arm workout. I moved on to preacher curls and single hand dumbbell tricep extension. At this point, I felt depleted and weak, but I was determined to finish. So I dropped the weight and focused on the squeeze and finished off with reverse curls. I couldn't believe I still had 2 more muscle groups to hit, but I watched Pumping Iron the day before and thought to myself, what would Arnold do? I knew he wouldn't stop. He would keep on going until he was finished. So I knew I had to finish too. It was time for calves. It was 4 sets of standing calf raises and 4 sets of leg press calf raises. And just believe me, I hit them, okay? So let's move on now. It was time for the final stretch with abs. My gym didn't have a decline bench, so I used one of those benches the dance moms used, and I had to do 4 sets of 25 decline sit-ups. After the second set, it wasn't even about the pump or the muscle contraction. I was just thinking, keep moving, don't stop moving, just finish. After I did broomstick twists to work on the obliques, I did a 100 each side for 200 reps in total, 100 standing up, 100 sitting down. I've never done this movement before, so I may have been doing it wrong, but I really tried to focus on the squeezing. After that, I had 4 sets of 25 cable crunches. At this point, I felt the end coming, and I was excited to finish and was able to keep pushing. I felt like a little high, a little euphoria of knowing that I was going to be finished soon. The last exercise was 3 sets of 10 back extensions. The whole workout took me 3 hours, and I was just exhausted for the rest of the day. I felt my body and my mind shut off, but this workout was a nice challenge and really pushed me to a place of uncomfortableness I haven't felt in a while. definitely going to try to carry on this Arnold mentality into my future workouts. Howdy y'all, back from the gym, took a little shower, and made our lunch. I know it's lunch, but it is 6 o'clock. So that workout took me 3 fucking hours to do. But I feel pretty good, honestly. But we'll see how I feel tomorrow. But for lunch, I made a little chicken breast sandwich. Right, each chicken with 2 slices of bread. A fruit of choice. So I got some watermelon because that's what I had on deck. And I'm combining the lunch and the snack. And I made another protein shake. Delicious. And honestly, I felt like this was gonna be a lot, but I'm starving, so hopefully I can wolf this down pretty easily. I'll probably will rest and rock, and then I'll see you guys again for dinner. Guys, I was driving home from the gym and I was getting stomach pains. And I thought it's because there was raw egg in this shake. I thought I was gonna get salmonella. But I got home, used the bathroom, it was just gas. So, hooray! No salmonella. Howdy y'all, last meal of the Arnold Schwarzeneggar diet. I got some beef patties, a little salad, and a baked potato. So overall, as you guys can see, the diet, super simple. Lots of whole foods, lots of protein.
You can use a foldable food container to easily store and transport meals. These containers
Shut up!
travel, or meal prepping.
Alexa,
They usually come in
stop. Pretty simple diet, guys, pretty good diet. Very filling, very satiating. But the amount of dairy you have to consume, it's a little dangerous. Honestly, getting those shakes down is probably the hardest part of the diet. And the training, after training for 3 hours, I was exhausted for the rest of the day. I pretty much just chilled out for the rest of the day, which is crazy because on some days, Arnold used to do 2 workouts a day, but it was not today. Luckily, it wasn't one of those days. So I'm gonna finish up this meal. Like I said, overall, pretty simple diet, very good diet. I can see how I got jacked from this, except lots of protein, lots of fat, not as many carbs as I would like, but that's how they did it before. If you guys like this video, please let me know in the comments, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. See you guys for the next diet video next time.